My name is Elizabeth Brown, and I'm doing a video response for my Writing Research and Technology class. Chapter 1 was really interesting. It was definitely great to be able to read a story about something that somebody remembered growing up. It reminded me a lot of the videos that we watched in class, but mostly I got something from this chapter that I highlighted that I really think that I would like to remember to help me with this project. And it's on page 20, and it says that the reason it astounds us is because in our culture we have become so conditioned to the crush of print that most people in our culture have almost forgotten what the human memory is capable of if it is trained to keep things in it. And I think that this is so true for people to be able to remember things. You can really tell such great stories. And it's so much easier, I think, to say things out loud using your voice instead of writing it out, because when you're explaining it, you can use facial features to be able to help get the viewer's attention, or for the viewer to really understand what you're trying to say. As for everything else that we had to do for our project, I thought that the videos that the other classes did were great. Not really what I had expected. I thought when we had watched the two videos earlier in the class, they seemed a little more, I want to say, in depth with the videography part of it. Set up a lot nicer, whereas these videos, it seemed like people were just talking for a long time and there weren't really that many people speaking. I really liked the one called Through Her Eyes. It was really great to see how a sister really took charge in taking care of her younger sister. I thought that was a great story, and that she would choose her sister over her husband. I think it was great being able to look through her eyes as a caregiver, as a sister, as a daughter, and to see what she really went through to keep somebody who was really important to her in her life. I also watched the divorce one with the daughter and the mom and the dad, mainly because I can totally relate to that, and I think a lot of people can, and I think that that was set up in a great way, giving the opinions and reflections of each person, which I thought was done very nicely. As for my project, I haven't exactly decided what I would call it, but recently my grandfather had passed away suddenly, and a couple years ago, I actually don't know how long, way before I was born, he had lost his leg due to getting hit by a car, and he had a fake leg, and that's all I ever really knew of him. I didn't really know how he was before that. I didn't know how it changed my mom's life, or my uncle's life, or even my grandmother's life. So it's been really sad these last couple months not having him around. So I think that doing my report on him would be beneficial to my family, to be able to talk about him. I know it's not in such a good way, but they might be able to reminisce about good times before, and also to let me in as to who he was before he had lost his leg, and how much he has changed since he got the fake leg, and how much it has affected their lives as a family as a whole. Would it be different with all of us if he had still had his leg? Would his job had changed? Would their jobs have changed? Would they have moved out of New York? Would they have stayed there? There's a lot that I'm actually curious about with my family, and a lot about him that I really don't know, that I would like to know. So I think this would be a great way to see how a disability affected a family and affected a person himself and his family. So I think, I don't really know what the title, like I said, would be, but it would probably be how does a disability affect a family? Or does it or doesn't it? So I think that's mine.